What's going on, guys? It's that time of the week, game week 24. And we are starting to see the landscape for the end of the Premier League shape up. Liverpool, strong favourites to win it. United, Tottenham, probably going to finish in the bottom half. Bournemouth to pinch the Europa League, potentially. Who will go down? We've got a couple of relegation scraps this weekend as well. But before we get into them, Sam, first and foremost, how you doing?
Yeah, tired, long week, but yeah, looking forward to some football. I'm interested to see how I did as well, because I think I did not do well last time.
Okay, well, I think you did all right, to be fair.
Okay.
So I got 4 correct results. Liverpool, Wolves, City, and Aston Villa. I got the rest wrong, so it's almost 50-50, I would say. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wrong, 4 correct. You got 3 correct results, but 1 correct scoreline, and then 1's in the air, right? Because you said Tottenham and Leicester would be a banana skin, but you didn't give me a score watching it back.
Oh, did I not? Did I not give it a score?
So I'm like, you can have it because it was a banana skin at Leicester, but I can't say if it was a correct result.
What was the other score? What was
so you got Liverpool, you nearly got that bang on. You said 4-0, but that was 4-1 with Liverpool. Newcastle, you got correct. They won. It went 2-1. I think it was 3-1. But Southampton actually went 1-0 up in that game, if you remember.
Yeah, they did.
And then Aston Villa as well, you got against West Ham. They won 2-1, maybe. So, yeah, almost 50-50, I would probably say. But I want to get better. I want to get like an average of like, at least above 50% for both of us. One thing I'm going to introduce, like we should do, is player of the week. So one player who stood out. Obviously, I haven't spoken to you about this, so you don't have one. It's absolutely fine. But this is what we'll start to do now every week. So one player that stood out over the Premier League weekend going forward. But yeah, we don't have to have one right now as it stands. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Right, remember, ladies and gentlemen, you know the script by now. If you don't and you're new, this is this script. 1 banana skin for a game that you think could potentially slip up. Sam called it in the last game week, Leicester and Tottenham. And let's be honest, it's going to be Tottenham 9 times out of 10. You also get 1 barn burner as well, which you will see on the screen when me and Sam decide ours. And that's basically a game you think is going to be a 4-3 or a 5-4. An absolute crazy game like Tottenham and Chelsea last season. Again, Tottenham involved. So yeah, use them wisely. And I'm interested to see what Sam's going to, which one Sam's going to use this week. But we'll see as we go through the games. First up, Sam, at 12:30, we have Nottingham Forest versus Brighton. Forest at home have been relatively strong. Brighton picking up a win, I believe, in the last game. I didn't know. Did he beat Everton? I'm pretty sure they beat Everton, right?
Yeah. Did not lose? Is it not 3-2?
No, that was Tottenham game that Everton won 3-2. Oh, they did lose, but they lost 1-0 to Everton, which would have shocked quite a few people.
Forest got battered by Bournemouth as well. Was it 4-0, 5-0?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a bit of a weird one coming into this. And just to add on to that as well, you did say Ndiaye from Everton would score in that game, and he was the only goal scorer in that game. So any extra brownie points, you might as well take them all as you can. Yeah, so what do you think? Forest, Brighton? Easy Forest win?
No, because I think they might have had their confidence shook a little bit from that battering they took from Bournemouth, because I don't think anybody saw that coming. Bournemouth were excellent, like really fucking good game. That really enjoyed watching that. So I think a high scoring draw. I think like 2-2 for these two. I think they'll be because Brighton love a draw, don't they? They love a draw.
They do love a draw.
But Forest have been like good at the goals as of recently, so I can see a high scoring draw. So I'll go 2-2.
Okay, I'm going to go just Forest edging it for me. I think that was the blip against Bournemouth. I think, you never know, they could go on a losing run now. We've seen teams do it before. But I think they will bounce back from that. I think Nuno will want a reaction. I think that reaction will come against Brighton. And I think they'll just pip it 2-1. Moving into the 3 o'clock kickoff, it's everyone's favourite team. Well, not our favourite team. Liverpool versus Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Do you think Bournemouth will have that moment that Forest have had? Because they just seem to be like just rolling people over at the minute, innit?
Yeah. This is my barn burner. I think this will be a really fucking good game, because obviously Liverpool are finding ways to win even when they're not particularly playing well, and even when they were 10 men down to Fulham, they still find a way to draw and get a point. So they have that fight in them, and Bournemouth just seem to be showing up and like staunching teams and don't look like they're going to think. And they've got a load of injuries as well. Like Bournemouth, don't forget that. Like they've got a load of players out. So I think this could be a really good game. I think Liverpool might just edge it though. So I'm going to go 3-2 to Liverpool, but I think it'll be a hell of a game. There'll be some good goals, some good play, really interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of this. I think maybe I'll go with the barn burner as well. So we both on that one. It's just got the makings of it. Bournemouth score shitloads of goals. Liverpool score shitloads of goals. They both concede as well.
They both attack. They both attack. Always on the attack.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy, but I'll have to go with the same result. I think I can see. Yeah, Liverpool just edging it with a Salah or Gakpo with what they're doing in a minute, but that's going to be really entertaining games, and that's not the only one. There's some really good games in here that people might not think will be, but let's get into the next one. Everton versus Leicester. Obviously both fighting for points, both looking over the shoulders at the relegation areas. In a minute, Everton flying. They're at Goodison Park. I know Leicester got a win against Tottenham.
It's Spurs, though.
But it's Spurs, isn't it? Yeah. So I think I'll be pretty confident in saying a 1-0 win for Everton, I reckon.
I agree. I think, Leicester look good against Spurs, but I think a lot of teams look good against Spurs. Like, they do. I'll say I agree with Everton 1-0. And I think, I love Rude a lot, but I just think Leicester are going down, man. Like, the way they're playing and the players that they got, I don't give them a chance.
I have to admit, I'm quite a fan of Everton. I don't know why. I think me and you both have said this. It's kind of feel like if I didn't support United, I feel like I'd support Everton. And obviously, I've got a few friends who are Everton fans as well, which always helps. So I'm glad to see Moyes come in doing well. I never felt like West Ham should have got rid of him. We always said it about Lopetegui coming in. It was just a bizarre situation for me. So for him to go back in there, club where he's managed, and do what he's doing so far is really good.
Yeah, and they hate Liverpool as well, Everton, which is a bonus.
Right, sticking with the relegation theme, Ipswich versus Southampton. This is, I'm going to go straight off the bat. It's just a 1-1. I see it. Both scrappy. Both, I think Southampton have improved. Ipswich have always got a goal in them, but they're always liable defensively as well. So I will go for it. It'll be a 1-1 or a 2-2 this, but I'll be safe and go with 1-1.
I think Ipswich are better at home. They seem to have a little more at home and they can hold the lead. They have done a couple of 1-0 wins at home before. So I'm going to go 1-0 Ipswich. I think they'll just get it done. It won't be a dominant performance, but I think they'll just get the job done. And I think that might give them the sort of belief that maybe they can stay up this season. But we all know Southampton are gone, aren't we, at this point? I know they're not mathematically, but I think for the most part they are done.
Yeah, you've got Ipswich who are on 16 points at the moment. Wolves also on 16 points. Leicester on 17 points. And then there's a 6-point gap to Everton who've got a game in hand. So it's looking like one of them might just scrape it out of Leicester, Wolves, Ipswich. But Southampton are on 6 points. So, like you said, it's an absolute mountain to climb that, innit, in fairness. So, that's what that's what we're going with. The last of the... my voice is going... The last of the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Newcastle versus Fulham. I have no fucking idea.
No.
The one thing I will say, St. James's Park will strongly put Newcastle in favour of this, I think.
But they've been beaten at home. Like, they have been beaten at home.
A few surprises at home, for sure. So, I mean, West Ham beat them at home, didn't they? I'm pretty sure.
Did Wolves beat them at home? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you might be right. But they've had a few surprises in there, so
I don't think it's as the fortress as they like to think it is anymore. Like, I think there's a thing. And then Fulham, they didn't look great against us. Like, let's be honest, they didn't. But again, we didn't look great, so I don't know what that says.
Bournemouth beat them at home as well, Sam. Sorry, I forgot.
There was that as well, yeah. So I don't know what to say with Fulham. I really don't, because sometimes they look impressive and then other times they look lackluster and they just don't have that edge. I might have to lean towards Newcastle. I'll say 2-1 to Newcastle, like just slightly.
Okay. I think that would be a very realistic result. However, I'm going to maybe push Newcastle a little bit more in it, and I'll go 3-1 to Newcastle. Isaac to score a double. Yeah, because I look at Fulham. Fulham don't have that designated goal scorer. It's very spread out between the team. You don't really know from each game to game who's going to be that guy, whereas Newcastle, you can bank on it.
Isaac.
Isaac's going to do the business in it. So what did you say, 1-0? 2-1, did you say?
2-1, yeah.
2-1. and I'll go 3-1 to Newcastle as well. Last game on the Saturday, Sam, is Wolves versus Aston Villa. Did he call it the Black Country Derby? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Pretty sure, right?
Yeah, because Villa's Birmingham and then obviously Wolverhampton.
Yeah. Given obviously, Villa, the league position, Wolves, the league position that they're in, 9 times out of 10, you would say probably Villa, right? But derbies have this thing about them where it's just doesn't matter about form, does it? It form kind of goes out the window. For me personally, anyway. So I've gone with a banana skin in this, and I don't know whether you count a draw as a banana skin, but that's what I'm going with.
What's the score? What you do for score?
1-1.
Okay. I think Villa will do the job. It'd be interesting to see now John Duran has gone to Saudi. How Ollie Watkins, if he steps up, if he sort of makes himself like the main man there again. I know they're in for Rashford as well. Villa apparently they're looking at Rashford, so that might be a possibility. I'll go Villa 1-0. I think they'll just edge it.
1-0 to the Villa. Wolves fans won't be happy about that, but hey ho, it's just predictions, people. Let us know your thoughts on that derby at 5:30 and the rest of the games that we discussed as well. Moving into Sunday, we have Brentford versus Spurs. I'll let you take the road with this one. I've been wrong on Spurs. I said they would smash Leicester 4-0 and they lost 2-1. So you take the road with this one.
At what point is a banana skin against Spurs not a banana skin anymore? Like, do you know what I mean? Because I would say this is the banana skin. I think Brentford battered them. I think Brentford put them to the sword.
Really?
Yeah. I seriously, Spurs, they're just ridiculous at this point. They really are ridiculous, and I can't see him getting a win against Brentford, who scored too many goals, got too many good players. Spurs have got so many injuries, so many fucking injuries. So, and they've just had Mateus Tell reject them as well, which was quite funny.
Yeah. Just to chuck that in there.
Yeah, funny. So yeah, Brentford, I'd say 3-0 Brentford.
You don't even give Spurs a goal?
No.
I'd always give Spurs a goal.
Solanke's not going to score. Son has looked terrible.
I know, but I just think because they are so good attacking, and he's always got a goal in him. Brennan Johnson,
get a goal? No, he's injured. Johnson's injured.
Kulusevski, he's got a goal in him.
Maybe Kulusevski. Richarlison's not going to score, is he?
No. I agree. I think Brentford will win, but I will go with a humble 2-1 win for them because they are extremely strong at home. Sam's going with the 3-0 whitewash past the pad. And I could say 100% Andrew will go if he loses that game.
Do you reckon that's going to be the one? Before a semi-final against Liverpool?
It's a good point, but they did it to Mourinho, didn't they? So
yeah.
But it's got to be on it. I mean, they are going to be fighting relegation. If they lose to Brentford, they are in a serious... I know we was joking about it with us and stuff, but right now at the moment, they are 15th in the league on 24 points. If they lose this game, let's say Everton win, Everton go above them. We talk about Everton in the relegation scrap. Everton go above them if they win. And they've got a game in hand on them.
And they got beat by Leicester as well, Spurs. Second worst team in the league.
6-pointer.
But
So I think, I don't know, would you? If you was a Spurs fan, surely.
Oh, I'd be panicking if I was a Spurs fan. I'd be fucking panicking.
Absolutely. Now we're not going to do the the score prediction for Man United versus Crystal Palace because our preview is out. So if you want to go hear our score predictions and team lineups and all that kind of stuff, then check it out. Me and Sam are both on that. However, on that day as well, Sam, probably the game of the weekend alongside, obviously you've got Derby in there and you've got Bournemouth and Liverpool. Arsenal versus Manchester City. This is fascinating for me simply because I think it's pressure on both clubs. City, obviously, we know the period they went through in December. Looks like they're starting to regain a bit of form. Arsenal, it feels like the fans with this season slowly getting to their end of the tether with Arteta and get to a point where we've got to go and win something now. So this game has huge expectations on it.
But we know what Arsenal do against City. They don't come to play, do they? They set up to stop City. Yeah. And they try and statch it. In the last two, been a draw or something, 1-1, 0-0, something like that.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
They just try and stop City. They don't try and play City. And with the lack of a top attacking options that Arsenal have got at the minute, like I know they're trying to go for Ollie Watkins, but Saka's out.
Yeah.
Odegaard doesn't look right. Jesus is out. Havertz is not really the guy who's going to get you 20 goals a season. So it's a tricky thing. I think City win, but I don't think it's going to be by much. I think it'll be like 1-0 City or something like that, or 2-1 or something. I'll go 1-0. I just think Arsenal are going to set up to stop them, and then at some point City will break him down and get a goal from somewhere, whether that's like Haaland breakthrough or De Bruyne curl or Foden, something like that. There'll be something of magic that'll get him the goal. But yeah, I'm going for that.
What was the scoreline? Did you say again? Sorry.
1-0. 1-0 City.
1-0. Yeah, I feel like because there's a lot of the big players missing, your Rodri's, Saka's, the star people aren't there. I know they've still got De Bruyne, but he's getting to that phase now.
He's injury prone, isn't he?
Very injury prone, not playing full 90 minutes. But Foden looks like he got a bit of a spark again. I like the look of that Marmouche against Chelsea.
Yeah, he's good.
Obviously Haaland's always there or thereabouts. So, oh god, it's a difficult one. This.
Savinho looked good against
when he came on
as well.
Changed the game, didn't
it?
Yeah. I think City will just edge this. And then I think the conversation will be interesting then, because look at the league table. City are 4th on 41 points. Arsenal 2nd, 47 points. They close that gap then to 3 points between them. And then if Liverpool win again, which they could do against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Big pressure. City just edging it 2-1, I think.
Okay.
But I could well see it being a boring another 2-2.
Oh, yeah. No, Arsenal are just going to set up and just try and stop City. That's what it'll be. And then City will just be trying to find a way around it.
Yep. And then we have one more game. I feel like Chelsea are playing a lot on Monday nights at the minute. I don't know why, but they've done a lot of Monday night footballs. But it is Chelsea versus West Ham. How do you see this one going down? So mixed results for Graham Potter. Chelsea's slowly dripping down the second half. The top 4 might be looking like a bit of a climb for him now, according to a lot of the fans with Chelsea. So, yeah, I don't know what to make of this. Do you think Chelsea win Stamford Bridge?
This is probably the most difficult one to predict, I would say, of the whole weekend. Like that and Newcastle and Fulham, they'd be the two where I look at them. I'm not sure. Because, like you said, Chelsea have fallen off this season. West Ham, under Graham Potter, there's been elements where you're like, okay, I like that, but they're still not there yet. And obviously they're missing a striker. Like they don't have a forward at the minute except Danny Ings. And there was a little bit of sort of needle there for Potter wanting to get a win over his old club who let him go.
Good point.
Does he want to do that? So yeah, I really want to say draw on this, I think. So I think I'm gonna go 1-1. I think a draw 1-1. I think that'll be about fair. I think both teams would be happy with that. I think if West Ham came out with a win, Chelsea have then got to sort of look at themselves then a bit, haven't they? Where they're like, we've got all these stars and this manager, and people were talking about a title race, and now we're getting beat by West Ham in the second half of the season. So, but it'd be a great result for Graham Potter at the same time. So, but yeah, I'll go draw 1-1.
Yeah, it was weird for Chelsea because their decline started in, I think it was like just before Christmas against Sean Dyche's Everton, 0-0.
Yep.
Then they lost to Fulham. Then they lost to Ipswich. That was like the big one where everyone was like, oh, okay, maybe they're not title contenders. Drew to Palace, drew to Bournemouth, and been beat off City recently as well.
There was no winning, like, was it no winning 6 or something for Chelsea?
Bad form.
Mad. Yeah.
And you look at West Ham, drew with Villa, which is a good result for them.
Yeah.
Beat Fulham. Lost to Palace. It's like really mixed bag. I don't know what you're going to get from them.
No.
I think Chelsea just win this 2-1. But I think by some lucky Cucurella off the arse fucking kind of goal, I could see it with. You demonstrate the whole Monday night football narrative is going to be Potter's returning home.
Yeah.
What's going on? Right.
Well, Palmer's fallen off as well, hasn't he? He's quiet. Last
in
couple
the big
of games
games,
I've watched,
I would say.
He's not there as much and doesn't have as much impact, which is worrying for Chelsea, because if he doesn't show up, the other forwards tend to not show up either. Nicola Jackson's missed quite a few opportunities as well in the last couple of weeks. So yeah, Chelsea's a worrying club. If I was Rory Jennings right now, I would be a little bit worried. And their goalkeeper, by the way, do you see the mistake he made as well the other week?
Yeah.
What is going on there?
Not
What
great,
is going on?
Not great. Yeah, a lot of question marks on Chelsea, but they are our predictions. Remember, get yours in. Let us know what you think of ours. Challenge us in the comments. Let us know where your banana skin, which game do you think is going to slip up, and also your barn burner as well. Where do you see kind of, goals galore? It's definitely going to be a Liverpool and Bournemouth game. So any other game, you're wrong. But it's going to be that. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. As always, smash a like on the video for us. Subscribe to the channel. This has been Game Week Prediction 24. And we love football, don't we, Sam? We absolutely love it. So, yeah.
Not United in a minute, but everything else, yes.
Yeah. Speaking of United, check our preview out. Let us know your thoughts on that as well. We'll see you in the next one in a bit.